Welcome back, YouTube. Thanks for stopping in. I got another fade here for you today. We're going to do a stretched fade where it starts from nothing and it goes into something, and you're going to check this out. I'm going to show you every step I did and try to talk you through this so that maybe you can do this too. But I will preface this video by saying that this is sort of an advanced thing. You're going to see that I'm kind of all over the place with my steps. There's a method to my madness, and I'll try to explain that to you in this one. So let's get started. Okay, you see me beginning this haircut. I'm going to use the number 2 on my OSTER Volt detachable clipper. I want to knock out some of that bulk. I want to define my parameters, and I want to be able to see where I'm working. A lot of people just haul right into it and put the skin line directly into like the long lengths of hair. I don't like to do that. I like to be able to see what I'm trying to do and try to see what I'm trying to accomplish. So a lot of times I'll knock the bulk out of the way with that. Then you see me going back through with some clipper over comb. I just want to get that transitional period from where I did that to where I'm going to do the scissors on the top. But if you have trouble with your clipper over comb and you need some help, please check out that video. I poured my heart out into that video. I feel like I worked really hard on it, and so far I've gotten a lot of great response out of it that it's given a lot of people some help, and it's given some people some hope that were previously struggling with it. So I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the technique here, but other than just rolling your comb out, being careful, don't try to accomplish too much at one time, and just watch what you're doing and let your eyes lead the way and tell you where to go. They're the strongest barber tool you got. Use them eyes. So anyways, you see me rounding the corner of the head. You can pretty much see what I'm just looking for any areas that are a little bit too dark, and I'm just trying to soften them up, but this is not going to be the final stop. My texturizing shears, I'm going back through and I'm going to thin those areas out that are a little bit dark, and I'm going to try to smooth that out the best I can so that I could see just that nice smooth transition from where I'm going from the sides over the parietal ridge and into the top. I want to have that nice and smoothed out. Of course, this isn't going to be the end, but I just wanted to get that clean and smooth. Now you're going to see me going through and putting the skin line in with the OSTERs upside down. This is not a technique I use very often, and to be honest, I've been experimenting with it a lot lately to just see if it really made any difference. In fact, I do think it makes a difference. I think it actually slows you down. So what I would do 90% of the time, and there's nothing wrong with it, is just go grab your 5-0 and make your line with that. I'm not afraid to take out a harsh skin line. I've done it millions and millions of times, and if your setup is proper, you're not going to have troubles taking out them hard skin lines, okay? Come on, girl. You got to get out of here. I love you. Go. All right. So you're not going to have trouble removing a harsh skin line if you're properly set up and your equipment is zero gapped and everything is good. You're going to be able to get that out without a problem. Okay, so you see me just cleaning up the bottom. I'm just knocking out what's left, and that's it. You know, I'm just going to knock that all the way down. And of course, because I made this extra step, I'm going to have to take another trip back through there with the 5-0 to completely clean off the bottom, and I will go underneath there with the electric shaver. I showed a small clip of it. I'm not going to get too crazy into it because I feel like I just got thorough videos on each one of these things that you see me doing, and it just doesn't make sense for me to continue to just beat a dead horse and elaborate on them. Or maybe that is what you want. I really don't even know. I mean, some of these videos, they just get such great response, and then other videos, you know, you pour your heart into them and they just go nowhere. So you know, I'm trying to figure that out. You know, I'm trying to figure out what my style actually is or should be, or what my place is in this market, because I really don't see a whole lot of people doing like really thorough, in-depth tutorials. You know, and I try my best to give you guys everything I got here. You see me going through with the 0 open, and I'm going to begin my first guideline. Now, you'll see this guideline that it's exactly the same thing. I always do the same thing. It doesn't matter like how I'm doing it or in what order I'm doing it. I'm always doing the same thing. I'm taking the guideline at the top, and I got the line at the bottom. The line at the bottom is the one I want out, right? And the way that I do that is I take the clipper, I move it to the open position, which is the longest setting, and I stay just underneath that. As I close it down a little bit more, when I close it a little bit more, I stay just a little bit lower and a little bit lower and a little bit lower. Now, of course, I put my line in with the closed taper, right? So me attacking it with a closed 0 on that last step is not going to get rid of this line. I'm going to have to go back through with the open taper. I'm going to have to take that guard off. There's going to be a little bit of demarcation there, but I'm going to be able to get that out fairly easy. And that was kind of what I was trying to accomplish by not putting in that super harsh skin line. So I'd like to mention something. There is no perfect haircut. I mean, there is no such thing as a perfect haircut. It doesn't matter what you do. You can work as hard as you want. You can spend as much time as you want. And the truth is, most of us don't have the time to spend, especially if you're down here in the trenches. You got 25 minutes max, and you got to do the best quality job that you can with the 25 minutes that you got. So you're not going to be able to sit there and work on it for 2 hours like some of these celebrity barbers. You're just going to have to do the best that you can. And a lot of guys think they're slick, think they're the best barbers in the world, take the pictures from one side of the head, spin them a little funny so we don't see the spots that are dark. Look, I get it, man. You guys got an image to maintain, and you think that it's, everything's got to be perfect. But the truth is, everything doesn't got to be so perfect, okay? So just relax. You don't got to Photoshop your haircuts. You don't got to get insane about it. Just do the best job you can, and just enjoy being in this business and talking to the people, man, because that's really what it's all about. So anyways, let's get back to this. You see me going with the open taper. During these steps, you're going to find it helpful to keep your clipper on an angle or just put one of the corners down. Either or is going to help you get it done a little bit better, because if you're moving your clippers up and they're not on an angle, so they're flat, there's a pretty good chance when you come up with that flat edge that you're going to wind up making another line on accident. However, if you bring it up sideways, the odds of you making another line are severely reduced, because the area below on the low side of the blade is cutting into shorter hair. I'm going back to the zero, and I'm just cleaning up any area in between where I just went. So see, I always try to do this. I try to take one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back. For instance, when I'm working with that open taper on the zero, and I go back to the open taper with no guard on, okay? When I'm working with the number 1, which is what I'm working with now, I switched over to the number 1. I began working with it open and with it closed. Very often I'll have to come back to the 0 guard with the open. So as long as you know your steps and you understand your fade scale, you can sort of bounce around a little bit, and you're going to find it very easy to know what you're doing, and you're not going to get lost, and you're not going to just be like at a total loss for what to do next. So the hair is going to present different challenges to you too, and I just want to warn you guys of this. Like, hey Ed, I followed all my steps, I did everything you said, and my fades are still not coming out clean, man. What's going on? And I'll just say that if it's true that you really did follow all your steps and it's still not coming out clean, there's probably a good chance that it's got something to do with the density of the hair, and no one's density throughout their entire head is the same. It'll be, very high in some spots, and it could be lower in others, and that's why you see us using the corners, trying to thin that out, trying to get rid of those dark spots, and that's kind of how we deal with that. So it's just a case of you taking the time and being the artist and going through and painting the picture perfect to get it just the way it's got to be so it looks good. Because a lot of times you might think that, man, that's such a small detail, who would bother with that? But it's them little details that can make up a perfect picture in the end. So yeah, you do have to spend that extra time to do your detail and do your work and make sure that you got it all smoothed out and everything is good to go. So, but now you see this fade is starting to shape up pretty smooth. I'm jumping back and forth a little bit now, and I'm just really trying to work it out. I'm also looking at my camera, which is sort of an advantage and a disadvantage, I guess, because the camera really does not lie. It just picks up every little mistake, and sometimes I look over at my camera to just see, like, how's this thing looking on camera? I feel like it's looking great, and I look over it on camera, and it's like, oh, wait, I see a little spot I got to fix. Or sometimes it's vice versa. I'm like, man, this thing, I hope it's looking clean on the camera. I turn around and look at it. I'm like, yeah, I could be proud of that. So, But hey, if there's any other videos or any other things that you guys want to see, just drop it in the comments. I'm running out of ideas here, but I did just spend a little money on the channel. I just did upgrade a little bit. I got a new vlogging setup. I decided to go with the GoPro Hero 7. So I had the 6, but we'll see where it goes with the 7. I also got a microphone attachment, and I'm going to start vlogging those school days a little bit more, because I could tell that you guys were really enjoying that, and I want to share my experiences there because I really enjoy it too, and I think it's a pretty fun environment, and it's good to invite you guys up into it and let you see what it's all about. But Other than that, I'm gonna let you guys finish out this fade, rock out some music. Let me know what you think about it, and thank you for stopping by, and thank you for checking out the channel. Thank you for coming back if you're old, and welcome if you're new. Please hit that subscribe button. Give me a little thumbs up. These videos are a lot of work, and I pour my heart into them, and I hope that you just give that little kindness. I hope you find that kindness in your heart to just hit that little button for me, because it really helps me out. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. I'm out. And now, a word from our sponsors. We don't have any sponsors, okay? This is just me trying to make a difference. I make all the videos, I edit them, I shoot them, I film them, I got all the cameras, the equipment, computers, and it's all very expensive to make these YouTube videos. Okay, anybody who's interested in checking out some of the tools that I use, like this is my total favorite setup. It's battle tested. I've used it for many years. Most of the stuff here has been here for a long time and it works excellent. Go ahead and click that link in the drop down below and you can check those out. And I finally got some merch up on the channel, and if you decide to scoop one, it really helps the channel out. If this channel helps you out and you want to support it and you want to see more of it, anything you do like that will really help me out. And also I want to do more product giveaways and stuff like that, but it's expensive, and I left a link to my PayPal down below. If you guys kick in a little donation, we're gonna start getting in some of this. I can start giving away more clippers, and I can start doing some more things. You find it in your heart to throw even just as little as $1 or $2, it could go a long way to getting some of these clippers in some of these people's hands that might need them, and I can continue to do this for more people.